Okay, see, there's a little bit more to it than that. All right. So on December 20th, 2022, I was so intoxicated on illicit fentanyl, I laid there while a space heater fell on my leg, burned it so bad, this ends up being the end result. All right. So I got transferred to UNC to the ICU burn unit in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. And they started doing cleanup surgeries. I actually went through a total of six surgeries between December 20th, 2022 and February 8th, 2023. Okay. During this time, I freely accepted any and every narcotic they wanted to throw my way. You know, I was still in the mindset of I'm in pain. I have legitimate reason to be accepting this medication. Okay. Um, I came out of the hospital on February the 8th, 2023, as a below the knee amputee. As you see, boom, I'm no longer a below the knee amputee. um, when I left the hospital on February the 8th, I have had massive, massive amounts of Dilaudid given to me a lot. Okay. I was on a ketamine drip while I was in there. I mean, anything and everything. When I left the hospital, I knew that recovery was my path I needed to go. I needed to change my life. So I left the hospital on February the 8th. On February the 9th, I went to the methadone clinic. Okay. For the next 2 months, I went to the methadone clinic. I went to the methadone clinic from day one with the intentions of not going long term. Okay. I went for approximately 2 months to the methadone clinic, detoxing, titrating down from day one. Okay. Um, so yes, my recovery date is December 20th, 2022. That's not the last time that I had a substance into my body. Here's the point of that. That's the last time I did this. Okay. I did receive prescription narcotics, obviously, from then until February the 8th. And then I received MAT from February 8th until around the 1st of May or so. And then, you know, absolutely nothing again until October the 10th, when I did get the shot of Dilaudid when I came out of anesthesia. As I said, my blood pressure was 240 over 180. They really they didn't give me no choice. But that's all neither here nor there. Here's the point of the matter. Um, I knew that I knew myself, and that if I cracked that window just enough, there would be no holding the floodwaters back from pouring in. Okay. So I did not want to sit there and have to, because I knew that I could do the same thing again, that I could have accepted anything they wanted to throw at me, you know, just did it, got out, done a titration detox program and got back off of it and started that whole process. But I did not want to do that again. So I told myself, I gave myself a personal challenge. I said, you know what? See if you can do this with absolutely no narcotics whatsoever. Because if you can do this with in that way, then there's absolutely nothing in the world that life could ever throw at you to make you question your sobriety again. Okay. So I did not take the narcotics because I was scared that I wouldn't be able to get my life back under control. No, I did it honestly as a personal challenge. I'm that kind of guy. When I see a challenge that I really, really want to accomplish, I make it a personal challenge to myself and I see what I can do. And if you go back and look at my videos, everything is documented very, very thoroughly through the video processes. October the 10th, when I was in the room before surgery, and then 20 hours later, when I was already in the car on the way home, the All that right there is on there. I documented everything simply because I knew that people were going to question, did you really do all that? Yes, I absolutely did. And I'm I'm not a prideful man by far, but I am proud of what was able to be accomplished. And then you look on there and you'll see approximately 3 days later, I made a video sitting there laying out the fact that I initially felt like I had been defeated, like I lost my challenge that I'd given myself because of the fact that I did accept the shot of Dilaudid when I came out of anesthesia. They wanted to give me a 4 milligram shot of Dilaudid when I initially came out of surgery. I tried to fight them. They said, you're going to die if we don't give it to you. I told them, no, I will die if you do give it to me. We finally settled on a 0.5 milligram shot of Dilaudid. It worked. It brought my blood pressure down to a more steady level. The risk of seizure of stroke and everything went away. So they allowed me to go to post-op. I was discharged from the hospital with a prescription for 5 oxycodone 5s as a oh shit just in case script. Here it is 6 months later, and I still got 2 of them in the cabinet in there. So yeah, I did take 3 of them, but I needed them. And this is why I felt like I failed my personal challenge because I did need them. And I could not, I could not. But daggone it, I had my leg cut off. So once I come to that realization that, you know what? Nobody told me I couldn't take them. I told myself I couldn't take them. And I needed them. I didn't sleep for 3 weeks. Um, I left the hospital with a catheterized nerve block. I had I had two catheterized nerve blocks, one in my sciatic nerve and one in my I can't remember. It's one nerve here on the front, one nerve here on the back. And there's actually a video on here where I removed my own catheterized nerve blocks myself when it was time for them to come out. Um, I purposefully made sure I kept a log of every step along the way because I know that sometime at some point somebody's going to question and try to challenge that I did not accomplish everything that was accomplished. All I can tell you is roll back to October the 10th, 2023's video. You'll see me in the pre-op room. And you can go from there and watch that entire process. Everybody that's been with me for a while walked with me through it. The reason why I didn't even get into the reason why I had to have the surgery on October the 10th. As I said, I was a below the knee amputee. Now I'm above the knee amputee because you have 2 main bones in the lower section of your leg, your fibula and your tibula. My fibula bone actually became exposed and was sticking out of the end of my stump. That's not why they had to cut it off necessarily, but what was because I went through like 4 rounds of bone infections. That entire part right there was just ate up with infection. So they just didn't have no choice. But basically, what it all comes down to is that I wanted to document everything. Number one, to prove to myself that I was strong enough to do it. But number two, I wanted to show all of you that you're a whole lot stronger than you'll ever give yourself credit for. So sometimes what you have to do or what we need to do is just buckle down and just fight through something. I'll never suggest anybody to go through what I did with the minute amount of narcotics that I did receive, but I'm just letting you know, if you decide to do it, you're a lot stronger than you'll ever realize. I love all of you, and God does too.